So this is Tower Road, and I'm at the corner of Rocky Road and Tower Road. So this goes in through timber company land, so it is public use. And there is a yellow gate here that's going into the timber company land off of the Tower Road, which is a public road. So this road, it's kind of midsummer. In the spring, this gets kind of rough and wet. It's not too bad this time of year. It's the middle of July. So we have to take this road in about 2 miles, and we get to a gate that starts the private land. So there are a couple residents, not residents, but people that have built back in here. That's the first fire number that you see with a sign. But the road goes up here and takes a sharp left, and then you go you're getting off a rocky road onto Mount View. So this is where Rocky Road ends, and there's an arrow sign there, my arrow sign. But this is where you take a left, and then now this is really technically Mount View. So that is a driveway that goes off to the left, but you want to keep going straight, even though that looks like more of an improved road. You don't veer off of here, you just keep going straight. This turns into a little more primitive road, but you'll see there are a couple cabins coming in here. So this road does get a little rougher, and there's like the corduroy type, I don't know what they call it, corduroy, but it's really the old railroad ties that were here from when this was train track. So it does have those sticking up periodically, makes it a little bumpier. Once in a while you meet somebody on this road and you just have to try to get off the best you can. So the road coming in is right there, and I'm in the woods just a little bit here. There's a mix of ash, some really nice decent cedar trees, but the topography here is, this is a little spongy in here, mossy. But this woods goes all the way down to the creek. Once you start getting close to the creek, it gets pretty tagaldery, but you definitely could maybe have a logger come in here and do a cut, get some money out of the cedar. There's some really nice yellow birch in here. So a lot of ash trees. I believe those are ash trees. Again, this is a little bit of swamp grass in here. Actually, it's July, so this is actually pretty dry. I got my muck boots on. So this is what it starts to look like. A little more tagaldery as you get closer to the creek. So here's the creek. This is probably the easiest place to get across to the creek. And I only had to come in a little ways through the tagalders. Here's another example of the cedar trees here. Really nice, good size little chunk of cedar trees. So at the road, I have a sign, an arrow sign and a flag about right there. And then I have a sign on a tree, kind of more in the middle of the property. And across the road, I've got an arrow sign, and it is flagged. You can kind of see the pink flags in there. It's flagged in this triangle across the road, and all of this is ditched. So there's water here, but it's because it's a ditch. So in my mind, you put a culvert in. You can see those beautiful yellow birch over there. You know, that's definitely a hill, and it goes up on this ridge. You could put in a culvert and a driveway kind of going at an angle. You could put a cabin with a walkout into the hill, or just get a parking pad for a camper trailer. And then on the other end of the property, there is a creek that runs with a culvert across that kind of drains out this ditch. And that is where I have another arrow sign. If you did want to walk down to the creek, this is a natural way of getting there without having to do too much of the brushy stuff. So I've just put muck boots on and kind of followed this creek bed down to the creek also, if you don't want to fight the woods area. But I do have it flagged going all the way down to the creek on an Onyx map, and then also I have ribbons walking all the way in there on the far the beginning of the property. I guess that would be the west side, but you can see those beautiful yellow birch are in here, and I believe just a lot of ash trees. There's also a lot of young maple here. So there are, I mean, some mature. This is a maple here too. I think if you had this logged off, selectively cut, got rid of some of this ash, just in case the ash borer thing comes this way eventually, it would open this up and you'd maybe get some better hardwoods coming up in here. Nice big tall, I believe that's a hemlock. Wow, that's a humongous hemlock tree. So just past the property, there is a little spot where I had my client park his truck, so that at least you can get turned around in here. And I'm kind of parked off to the side because you can't block the road. But that's really the only place to pull off and park if you're gonna take a look. So when you come to the gate, normally this is closed. Yellow gate with a big stop sign on it. There is the lock box right here. That's the lock box to get in. This is actually the key that it opens. Not the one on, there's one on the gate too, but it doesn't unlock that one. It actually unlocks the one hidden behind here. And then you know that, like today when I came, the gate was open for whatever reason, and there's a really, really nice driveway that almost looks like a road that goes off to the left. And that's a private road. And you just have to keep going straight off here to get to the property.